first we're just going to get our Perspex and we're going to place our design behind it, center it on your Perspex, and we're going to tape the edges so it doesn't move whilst we're engraving. Now you need to grab your Dremel. I'm going to be using the 8220, the cordless version. It's really great for making sure that I can engrave, and you can engrave it like this if you like. As a pen, it's not too heavy, so you can engrave for a longer period of time without it becoming cumbersome, which is brilliant. Or you can attach the flex shaft, which is this guy, and you need to hang the Dremel up, and your flex shaft will give you a lot more control, a lot more finer detail, and again, you can use this for a much longer period of time. So you grab your Dremel, we're going to start off with a engraving bit like this. This is 6mm engraving. It allows us to take off the bulk of the design, and then we'll switch it out to something a bit finer, something like this, a little 2mm engraving bit. The thing you need to do is take off that template, get a really fine engraver. Dremel will do a 1.2mm engraving bit, and then what I like to do is take off the back, put something dark beneath it so you can actually see where you've engraved really well, and then go over it and just finesse any of those details that might have got a little bit scruffy on the edges. I've got a few bits here where I've gone out, so I might just accentuate the edges just that little bit, just to make it as clean and as neat as possible. Now we have cleaned up all the details, we've got rid of any bits that are unsightly, and we've smoothed it all over with the fine detail engraver. We're going to make a nice wooden surround for it. And to do that, I found this stuff at a local depot, shaped pine, which is quite nice. It fits perfectly over the Perspex. And what you can do is, you could cut it at 90 degrees and just measure it round. I'm going to cut it with a mitre, and then we're going to make a frame for it for it to sit in. We'll put in a light, and then we'll put in a backing just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. So what we'll need to do now is take it out. Then we'll get the Dremel with the sanding bits on there, and we'll just sand out all these little corners, just make sure they're nice and smooth, ready for our painting. Now we've got an issue here where we've got the wire. Now a lot of the wires are smaller than this. The one I seem to have picked up does seem to have quite a big wire, and we need to cut a little notch on the side here. And so what I'll do is just get the Dremel, we'll get a cutting bit on there, and we'll just cut out a nice neat little hole that it can fit into, meaning it will sit flush, and it won't be as unsightly as it pops out the one side. The next step is just to put your LEDs in there. All of these come with a sticky back most of the time, and all I'm going to do first is place all the way around, measure how much I need, and then cut off to the nearest cutting point so that it fits. Frame and our plexiglass, and the gap around the edge of the LEDs in a moment. I'm going to make a support to keep that frame in place. I'm just using 3mm plywood here, and I'm going to get these nice thin strips that will fit here, one here, one here, and one here, just to keep it in place. I will spray them black just to make sure they don't show up on the and look out of place. To do that, I'm using the mini saw attachment for your Dremel. It fits straight to the end of any of the Dremels, just like any other attachments, using the collet.